Hello there guys, Ghost, it's Brush Prince with another Total War Attila tournament match. And Scourge of God tournament hosted by Maximus. You can check out the link to his channel in the description. It is a Battle of Plains, a round of 16 match between Duck and Wingman of NNS. We have Duck playing as the Ostrogoths and Wingman in control of the Saxon army. So we'll see how that is going to play out very shortly. Going to put it in slow motion. I'm gonna go over Duck's build first. We see 3 Germanic horsemen, bronze 1 on his right flank, and then 3 Germanic horsemen, bronze 1 on his left flank. As for the rest of his contingent, let's see what we actually have. So, his general is a Royal Sionis general. Looks like he is a Fear general. Interesting. He has 3 skirmishes up front. They are Germanic archers. These guys are fairly efficient. No upgrades on them, of course. They are supported by 3 Gothic pikemen. I do like this choice because then you can't have like a frontal cav charge with the cav. Frontal cav charge with cav in the center. That sounds funny. So yeah, on the flanks, we see 2 Gothic Warband, bronze 1 on his right, 2 on his left, basically the same thing. Actually 4 on his left, so this is a difference. Definitely has a lot more swords on this flank. And I do quite like it, if I say so myself. And my bad, it's actually a noble Germanic swordsman over here that I didn't notice, also bronze 1. So he does have 3 swords over here and 4 swords over here. Definitely think that this is a very, very potent build that Duck brought here, but we'll see if it's actually going to prove to be effective against the Saxons, the Saxon army brought here by Wingman. So allow me to go over his build. Up front we see 2 Nordic spearmen, and then on the flanks, on his left flank a Nordic spearman, same thing on his right, so 4 Nordic spearmen in total. His general is a Nordic raid leader, Brace general, good choice as always. Then up front we see a melee line. Let's see, 3 Nordic warriors, bronze 1, and on the flanks elite Nordic warriors. So 2 elite Nordic warriors and 3 Nordic warriors. We also have, let's see, what do we also have? We see some slingers on the field, 3 Nordic hurlers. And his cavalry contingent, of course. He has a lot of Nordic horse lords from what it seems. Or does he? No, each flank seems to be composed of a Saxon mounted warband, a Nordic horse lord, and a Saxon lancer. That basically seems to be his his cav contingent. So yeah, let's see how this is going to go. I do, like I said, I do really like the composition brought here by Duck. I have to say, it's very balanced and should be able to do quite well in especially in a best of 1 format. I do like this a lot. So yeah, he's going to move up his Germanic archers. He was trying to target cavalry, but sadly for him, couldn't get to it because the slingers were moving forward. And again, the slingers, there's actually 4 of them I didn't notice. If the slingers get in range to like the Germanic archers are going to get destroyed by the slingers. So a lot of kiting will have to be done. And already you can see Duck's making a micro mistake here with Germanic archers moving ahead instead of giving an attack order. That is a mistake by Duck, of course, but it looks like he's going to try and actually go in with these Germanic horsemen for the slingers. Bold move because there are some swords behind and even cav support. And maybe it's not too worth it. So he's going to take a lot of casualties on his Germanic horsemen. I see an engagement over here. Germanic horsemen charging the Nordic horse lords. He's being very aggressive here. And not perfect micro by Duck, of course, but it's very hard to micro all of this. The center, though, he's gotten rid of all these Nordic hurlers, Nerdic as Maximus would call them, and he's winning the flanks quite well too. He's also going to kite here with the Germanic horsemen and then go for a rear charge probably. Very nice engagement against the Saxon Lancers here too. He's going to be able to support. his general, the Ro16, is going to have no issues against the Saxon Lancers. Now he's finally going to pull out his Germanic Horsemen, but I think this wasn't worth it. Despite the heavy casualties he dealt to like the Nordic hurlers, not sure about it. But I mean, his point is to kill all the slingers, and if he has his Germanic archers in late game, it'll be good. But I think it's just a very risky choice here by Duck, but it's still looking quite good for him, I should say. And sure, his right flank is not doing much, but it doesn't have to because he's doing very well over here. His Germanic horsemen are going to crush the Nordic horse lords. Here the Ro16 general is engaged and just killing all these units in melee right now, especially the skirmishes. The Nordic horse lords coming in for the general. This is going to change things. We see Duck trying to engage here, but the Saxon Lancers could get into his Gothic warband and just doom his units. However, just look at the right flank of the Saxons. He's gonna have to disengage there because he's taken so much damage. Now the Gothic pikemen actually coming in, and they might actually kill these Nordic horse lords. But again, pikes are a bit awkward, so they will not go in and engage. The Gothic pikes here got charged by Saxon Mounted Warband. Saxon Mounted Warband really cheap, so they will not die too quickly. Ooh, but all these units coming through the pikes. Noble Germanic Swordsmen going to go in here and engage, stop Duck from getting flanked, basically. Ooh, and now the shots are piling in against the general of the Saxons. It's going to start to take significant casualties to all the skirmish fire. Germanic horsemen here killing off the last few slingers and the Nordic warriors. More Gothic warband on the field for Duck still. These Saxon mounted warband units are going to recharge the pikes, going to get them off the field, but at this point it's just not looking good for Wingman at all. Duck just has so many units remaining, and looks like, yeah, his Gothic warband here are stopping the unit from the front with support from pikes. And Noble Germanic Swordsmen flanking. Normally you'd see the other thing, actually, but in this situation, I guess this is how it is. So yeah, let's zoom in for some action and see how these guys duke it out. You see the pikes just destroying all these units. Let's look at this one guy. See how he ends up dying. Collision mechanics are a bit strange, like in Rome 2, but I mean, the game still looks pretty good, so it's just a shame that it doesn't run very well on my machine, at least compared to Rome 2, but still looks very, very good. So yeah, you can see the Germanic archers here are going to just fire the routing units and not really going to make much of a difference other than that. You can see they got some kills, but I mean, I didn't have the time to do too much, so yeah, let's look at the stats. Duck's Germanic horsemen killing a lot, and again, that's because they are very cost-effective melee cavalry units at a good price, basically. So fairly cheap, but very, very effective. You can see the pikes not doing much, but in terms of kills, but they actually made sure that Duck's center was off limits for like the Saxon cavalry, basically. So it couldn't just go in, kill the skirmishes and such. Like, it just couldn't. So yeah, I did like the Ostrogothic build here. That Duck brought, also the Saxon one, but just very, very nicely done by Duck overall this game. He's going to advance further, so hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Share the video, and I shall see you next time.